Alright, the biggest question I've been asked is how do I make my figures? Now, as you can see here, I am making one right now. This will be Deadpool, and you want to grab wire and aluminum foil, and you gotta wrap the wire in aluminum foil 3 times, 2 for the bottom, 1 for the top, and tape it all together. And once you do that, you grab clay and you start molding the body. You need to have a general knowledge of anatomy so you know what the body looks like. So then you start forming the body. So make sure to have the clay formed just like the diagram shows, and make sure to leave gaps in between the joints. So you wrap it in felt tape, which I'm doing right now, or you could paint it, which would save materials and have the same effect. But right now I'm wrapping it in felt, and I did paint it a little bit, but nothing too much. You're going to want to use Model Magic clay, and after you're done wrapping it in felt tape, you grab KT tape and you grab red. So I'll show the pattern on screen, but you make the pants, and right now I'm working on the arms, and then you work towards the torso. I like to do the limbs first because it's the more tedious part, because you gotta do the same thing twice if you don't mess up. And then you wrap the torso, and I'll show the pattern again. So you get front and back, and you gotta cover it all in KT tape. And Deadpool has black to him, which I didn't record, but you do want to paint the figure like so and add the black, which the black was so hard to do I was not able to record it. So moving on to the head, you want to use Model Magic clay, and you want to form the head in kind of a round shape and have a pointed nose. So you gotta let that dry, and guess what, you wrap it in KT tape. So once you wrap it in KT tape, you get the shapes all sorted out. Again, I'll show the patterns, and you just kind of clean up the edges because it will get dirty. Then you print out some eyes, resin print, which I did. So then you start forming the hands, which I do have a video on how I do form the hands, which I'll have a link in the description. Anyway, you make the little square shape right like this, and you add 5 little sausages like so, and make sure to put the thumb up ahead like that because I always mess that up. And you add them in these places right here as shown. So you make the pointer finger, then you make the middle finger, and then you make the ring and pinky. So then once you do that, you form them all together, and you kind of hide the holes, and you just add more detail to the palm, because you don't want the hand to be flat. You never want the hand to be flat. So you form it like that, and you give it a shape, and make sure this clay is very, very rubbery. You gotta have rubbery clay, or else the hands and fingers will break off. But you don't want that if you're going to be putting something in it, like a gun or a sword or a knife, like Deadpool. So you want to have it shaped like that so it could hold. So you make 2, a left and a right. So after that, you attach these socks to the bottom of his feet, kind of like this. And then after that's done, you draw out these shapes, cut them out twice, and you attach them like that with paint. You do knee pads and the shin pads. I mean, not shin pads, they're called foot pads. So then you form the knee out of clay like that, and you glue the knee pads together onto the clay part. So then you attach all the weapons, which are 3D printed, and you start attaching it to the figure. So Deadpool has this little pouch thing on his leg, the right leg, and you attach to that. And I'll show how to make the patches, which is the same thing for the belt. But you want to do that, and you gotta paint it brown because Deadpool has this little leathery belt thing, and you want to paint it around the same color and want to have the same look. So then you add the little gun belt holster thing. I didn't add the holsters yet, I'll add that at the end, but you want to attach it twice, make 2 of them, and make sure to make the buckle. You gotta add it to the little pouch as well because he has it there. And you add the little satchel where the sword will be, and it didn't quite reach, so you just add a little bit more tape, and this is how you make the belt. And you do the same thing pretty much for the little pouch on the leg, and then you attach it like that after it's all painted and dried. So then you attach the swords, wait for it to dry, And then you could add the hands, like so, and the head. And there you go, Deadpool's completed. And if you want to have them have a base, you could. But right now, we're going to attach the holsters. So you take off the little sticky part, and you attach it like so. Do this twice. And then once that's all attached, you add the guns, finally. And there you go. Deadpool is now completed. That's a full look of him. And here is the figure. He looks fantastic. I love how it turned out. It took a long time, but it was worth it. It was worth it. So there's the little stand with him, and you can see all the initial detail and how everything highlights each other. It looks great. Even when it's the same color, it still sticks out. And you can make an alternative version because why not? So if you don't want him to look like that, you can make the Ryan Reynolds head. And that was a struggle for me because I did not have a reference photo, which was really dumb. Have a reference photo. Always, always, always have a reference photo, because you will end up with something that won't really look like the person that you're trying to make. So there's Deadpool. I don't know if that's really Ryan Reynolds, but there's Deadpool. So then you add the little holes to the head because he has these little indents because of his cancer thing. And then you paint it with a Crayola colored pencil, which works great and gives the same texture as paint, which I found that kind of strange, but it's kind of cool because you could do it inside when it's all warm and the AC is great. So there's the head, and you do the hand as well. You add the little indents to the hand too, same as the head. And I took off the shin pads for Deadpool, and I added his legs, and I added white socks to him because I thought it was kind of funny. So then you paint it again, do both for the legs, and you add the belt again. So here's another belt, 3D print it, and you got the belt again. So then you attach it. Takes a couple tries for me, but that's what you do. You make this out of duct tape, and so you attach it. I took off all the guns, but I will add them later just because I will be hitting it with paint. So there we go, there's Deadpool. And I'm really liking how this figure is turning out with this alternative look. So you take off all the parts that you don't want to be painted, and you cover up the spots that you can't take off. And you go all around the figure with this grayish, blackish paint that I have on me. And you make sure to get every little crease because you'll miss a couple. Trust me, it's very easy to do that. And you want to make sure you got the front of the figure darker than the back because Deadpool did get hit in the front during the movie. And you also want to charcoal up the shoulder pads too, and add a couple accessories after it dries, and you get something like this. And there you go. That's how you make Deadpool. A couple easy steps. And if you like what you just saw, please like and subscribe. It takes a couple clicks for you, but it means a whole lot to me. If you want me to make someone else, put them in the comments, and I'll try to get to them. The most popular comment wins. On that note, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.